Everyone, in today's video, the Furnace rework has just come out alongside with the Evo Furnace. So I wanted to show off a couple of decks that I think pair really well with the Furnace. A couple of them have the Evo Furnace, a couple of them don't use Furnace in the evolution spot. So I wanted to show off a couple of decks that I think synergize really well and are going to be pretty strong in the meta this season. So let me know what y'all think. First deck I'm going to be showing off is a Royal Recruits bait deck. It does use the Evo Furnace. Not all the decks I will be showing in this video have the Furnace in the Evo spot, but this one does. So let's get into the first game. Alright, perfect. I'm just going to start off with a Hog Rider. Try to show off the Furnace as much as I can. This will be one of my first times playing with it. Let's get a Dark Goblin in the back. He did activate his King Tower, which is pretty good for him. I'm going to cycle a Furnace in the back. I could have activated my King Tower if I really wanted to, but I don't think it'll be that much of a... It'll matter that much. Okay, these Fire Spirits are just going to wreck his Inferno Dragon. Ammo Royal recruits the back. So the Furnace really doesn't do that much damage, but those Fire Spirits are going to be so annoying to deal with. Yeah, I'm going to Dark Goblin in the back. And then... Okay. I don't want a Hog Rider the opposite lane. I don't know if I would have been able to deal with these E-Barbs. But we will have our Evo Furnace next up. Alright, I'm going to get a Hog Rider in the back. Let's see if we can pair up our Evo Furnace with the recruits for a really strong push. That was pretty poorly defended by him because the E-Spirit reset the Inferno Dragon. Okay, now I'm going to just play my Royal Recruits here. He's going to get some damage, but we're going to get a really big push from this. And then I'm going to Evo Furnace back here. And that's going to get so many Fire Spirits going down. I'm going to Hog Rider and then Goblin Gang. And his E-Barbs are going to get destroyed by this push here. I'm just going to Royal Recruits the back. We pretty much took his entire tower. There's not going to be much he can really do. The Furnace is doing so good in this matchup. One more push and we should take his entire tower. Let's just throw everything we can. And we're already back to another pair of Royal Recruits, so he won't even be able to push in. With 10 seconds left, it's going to be a good game. Pretty easy matchup. This guy wasn't very good, but this deck is pretty powerful. I would definitely use this. Next deck I want to showcase is a Goblin Drill deck. This is really similar to the one that uses the Goblin Demolisher, but it does have the Furnace instead. I just have the regular Furnace. I do not have the Evo Furnace. So let's test it out. Hopping into a game here. Okay, I'm just going to start off with a Goblin Drill up front. Skeletons to pull the barb barrel back. I'm going to Furnace opposite lane just to deal with the Ice Wizard. And then I'm going to play a Berserker. Alright, those Fire Spirits should take out the Ice Wizard for a pretty good defense. And then I'm going to play a Goblin Drill so those Fire Spirits can actually support our Goblin Drill. And look at that, the Furnace outranges the cannon, which is very nice. Okay, we might have a tough defense here. It is looking like it's probably graveyard, so let's see if he goes in with the graveyard. Okay, he does. Now the Fire Spirit should actually be really good with taking out the graveyard. Okay, it did a little bit worse than I thought it would. With the tower's help, it's pretty good, but on its own, it's not the best. So he does catch up in damage. We're in a Berserker in front. Okay, that was a bad cannon from him because the Fire Spirits will splash onto his tower. I'm going to Goblin Drill on the side. I'm going to Snowball and then Fire Spirit up top. I'm going to get ready with a Furnace in the back. That Evo Knight's going to be pretty hard to deal with. Hopefully we can take everything out. Not too much of an issue. Okay, I do have 2 spells here I'm going to be able to use, so I'm going to use my Log, and then I'm going to use my Snowball to finish off all of that. We're pretty even in damage right now. I'm going to go in with a Goblin Drill. Okay, he plays a cannon a little bit up top, so my drill will still get damage. Looks like he's ready to go in for another push. I'm going to Tesla very high up. Okay, he does block with his Knight, which is fine because I had my Skeletons there to block and then played my Berserker. Okay, 2 Furnaces on the board. Should take care of that pretty easily. I do have Evo Snowball next up. So I'm going to Goblin Drill here. I'm going to Log. And then I'm going to play Evo Snow. Very nice. And that takes this whole tower, and that should be game. Alright, the Furnace synergizes really well with the Goblin Drill. I think it'll be used in a lot of different Goblin Drill and Log Bait decks. This deck I will be showing off here is a minor poison control deck with the Evo Furnace in it. So let's see how this one works out. Wish a good luck. Okay, we're going to start off with a Miner and then Spear Goblins. Okay, he plays a Rage, but nothing for the Miner. Okay, he plays Barbarians really late, so I'm going to poison that. So, should pretty much take out his Barbarians. Tower should have no issue cleaning that up. So I'm going to get a Furnace in the back. Okay, that's perfect. It's going same lane as the E-Golem, so the Fire Spirits are going to keep splashing. And we're going to be cycling to our Evo. I'm going to Tesla in the middle here. I'm going to play my Berserker up top here to block from the E-Drag. I want to be able to take out all these E-Golem Mites. And then Furnace up top, so nothing splashes onto my tower. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to Miner in the back. Okay. I'm going to Tesla in the middle so I can take out the Monk, because the Monk won't reflect back onto the Tesla. Now with this kind of Miner control deck, you just want to be really patient with your offense, play really solid defense. Okay, I'm going to Berserker. He's going to have his Evo Electro Dragon, so we got to be really careful of that. I'm going to Furnace on the side here. I'm probably going to need to do a Poison. Okay, I'm going to Poison, and then I'm going to Evo Tesla, so that way it hits all that. Perfect. And as you can see, the Evo Furnace is just putting in so much work. And now we have such a huge push here, and those Fire Spirits are actually going to splash onto the tower. This deck is actually working really well. Okay, he does decide to go in there. I think that's a mistake. That's going to get taken out very easily. I'm going to Berserker up top to pull the healer back. And then I'm actually going to pressure the opposite lane while all those Fire Spirits push into the right side. And that should be a good game. So it looks like he's given up, so let's just get our 3 crown in. This deck is really strong if you play your defense correctly. I think this might be the strongest Furnace deck we've taken a look at today. And nice, easy 3 crown. Alright, this deck has the Evo Furnace. It is just a mortar bait deck. It's pretty similar to the mortar decks that's been going around the meta recently. So let's hop into the game. Okay, we're going against Dagger Duchesses. I am using the Cannoneer Tower for this. I don't really use the Cannoneer Tower that much, so forgive me if I'm not the greatest Cannoneer player. I definitely could have defended that a lot better, but I'm really not used to using Cannoneer. Okay, I'm not completely sure what this guy is playing. Let's get a Furnace in the back so we can keep cycling. Okay, he did play an Elixir Pump, so we need to pressure this side. I'm going to Cannon Cart up top. And then if I can get to a Miner to push, or to try and take out his Elixir Pump, that'd be pretty helpful. Okay, the Furnace is not going to do that much damage to the Electro Dragon. I thought the Electro Dragon would go onto the Furnace, but it did attack the Spear Goblins, which is fine. We're still getting a lot of damage on the tower. This guy's playing a really weird deck. Play an Ice Wizard down low. Okay, he did cycle back to another Elixir Collector. So I think I'm just going to play a Mortar in the middle. And the Dagger Duchess is actually really good against the Furnace because it is able to take out those Fire Spirits without any damage. Okay, he's playing a Golem deck. It's just Cannon Cart, and then I'm going to cycle my Furnace, so that way we can get back to the Evo Furnace. I'm just going to arrows his pump. Okay, and we have such a strong defense here with the Ice Wizard, and then now the cannon. So I'm going to mortar up top, cycled back to the Evo Furnace Goblin Gang just to distract so we don't take too much damage on our tower. And then Spear Goblins down low, and very good jump. Okay, he's going in really aggressive now. So I'm going to Miner up there, and then Ice Wizard on the side. Okay, perfect. And I'm going to Goblin Gang down low. And he spent a lot of elixir on that attack, so I'm going to go Mortar. Okay. I don't know if he predicted that, but that was really good for him. I'm going to Furnace here. And then hopefully we can just chip him down with our Miner. Okay, he does go Golem in the middle, which should be fine. Mortar down low. Good Ice Spirit jump on the other tower. Why not Ice Wizard down here? And then Spear Goblins on the side. Okay, I gotta block that Electro Dragon. Okay, that's gonna get a lot of damage, but that should be fine. I'm going to play arrows, and then hopefully our mortar can get on tower. And hopefully that should get us the game. There we go. Alright, that wasn't the best game. I'm not really good with Cannoneer, but we still got it. And the very last deck I will be showing is actually a giant graveyard deck. So let's get straight into it. It does use the Evo Furnace. And this is probably the deck I'm the least sure about. The cards do have a little bit of a weird synergy. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, but hopefully it works out well. Okay, I'm going to Furnace in the back. Okay, it's going to splash onto all the skeletons. Get some nice arrows there that the fire spirits can clean up. Okay, didn't really get much damage, but we cycled some of our evos, which is good. I'm going to goblins down here. And then we can pretty much start our push over again with giant in the back and then a furnace behind. Okay, he is playing Lava Hound, so that's not a terrible matchup because I do have the Inferno Dragon. So hopefully I can keep cycling my Inferno Dragons to get back to the Evo. It's a very weird deck, having Lava Hound plus the Evo Witch. Okay, it's a Lava Clone deck. Let's let all of that pop and then play that. Hopefully we don't have too much of an issue dealing with this Evo Witch. Pull that Lumberjack over there. And then hopefully when the Evo Witch gets closer I can Night Witch. Still haven't been able to go in with the Graveyard yet. But probably once it gets closer to double elixir, or once it hits double elixir, we'll be okay. Okay, I'm gonna Inferno Dragon in the back so we can cycle to our Evo Inferno Dragon. And then I'm going to Furnace down here. And I'm going to Giant up front. And then let's get ready for a Giant Graveyard. Boom, perfect. Okay, let's arrows everything there. Very good arrows value. I'm going to play my goblins just so the Evo Furnace stays alive for a little bit longer. Okay, this is going to be a little bit tricky to deal with. I'm going to Evo Inferno Dragon up here. And then I'm going to Giant up front. And then if we get enough elixir, I will go for a Graveyard, since he used a lot of his counters. So let me get ready for my arrows. And hopefully that's tower down. Alright, perfect. That is now 5-0 with the new Furnace, with a couple of new decks that are really good with the new Furnace. So I hope this helps everyone out who's trying to find a good deck to use with the new Furnace.